So that's just
my question is that whose fault is it that the context is missed? Is it their fault, the man who's speaking,
Absolutely.
or the people who clipped the video?
No,
and
he's a simp, so it's his fault.
But we don't know that because we don't know. I don't.
No, let me explain. Let me explain why he's a simp. Let me explain why. I don't like this. And remember, I said in the beginning, you have to be careful how you phrase this stuff to women. Actually, let me just say it like this. He's supposed to be able to love on his wife and say these things. The issue here is not actually him. The issue is that we cannot trust women with this message. We have nothing but examples that the modern woman has failed to internalize the meaning of a man's service. And they cannot understand it without changing. They cannot maintain their own level of service after a man has said that. I'm telling you right now, what he did was put in a ticking time bomb in his marriage. Like, I understand, like, I'm not saying that. My wife listens to their podcast. I've listened to that for years, some of their stuff that she'll forward me. And what he's doing, because he has a show on literally the most radical feminist network in modern times, BET, and it's doing well, and it's named after a woman. He wants more women fans, and what they like to hear is you loving on your wife. But you just set a time bomb off in your own marriage with that type of behavior. It is not him saying it. It's the way his wife will internalize it. This is where women start acting crazy. Have you not seen the correlation between man behaving in a more submissive, lax manner about the way he speaks and the things he lets his wife does and the announcement of divorce? We see it on Real Housewives. We see it on every single network. This is where trouble starts. And this is actually what it is, because this is something that I encourage every married man to do. I don't care what you do in your own house. You must maintain perceived dominance in your house at all times. Whatever you do, nobody else can think you're doing nothing but being a whole man in that crib. I'm not mentioning my wife's money or how much she makes, and my wife make a whole bag. Don't nobody need to know.
Why does a man got to relegate himself to a perception from the outside?
Because it's everything
on a platform.
Because it's everything.
He didn't force himself on the platform. Somebody asked him, and the audience wants to know about his marriage, and he
shouldn't tell him. He should.
So like, how can we explain
Mike
shouldn't do?
Yeah, but is he really telling us? I mean, or is he just doing what he needs to do for his show? He paying it for because he realized the audience. I'm going to tell him this, but I live something totally different just for cameras and doing what I need to do.
Or he may not do something.
Have y'all watched the show before? Have y'all watched him before? Have y'all watched him before?
No.
Okay. Like
the Ellisons.
Yeah, the Ellisons, right? So what I've seen, what I've I can't remember, but he's on a lot of Tyler Perry movies, if I'm not mistaken. But when I used to watch them, he was very dominant in his relationship, right? He would speak in a way that you knew that he was a man, and she did not necessarily. It wasn't like she was doing whatever she wanted, right? So it's real weird to hear, because like I said, I did watch him. You know what I'm saying? And then what he just said is really kind of contradictory to how he operates on the show. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can say, leaning towards what Hink is saying, like, is he just doing this as pandering? I think Trigger Mike said
he has a show to sell,
because he's like, babe, hey, I want some. We gotta go do this now. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of demeanor that he carried, or he did carry, when I was watching the show.
So now we're talking about speculation.
No, I'm not going by speculation. I'm saying this is what I saw with my own eyes on their particular show, where he was very dominant. Okay. And then when he speaks in this particular platform, he makes it as if he is the leader, but his wife gets to do whatever, right? With her money specifically, right? But
when you say he is the leader, but his wife gets to do that, but is in a form of negating the previous part of the sentence.
Yeah, I said he said he was a leader. I didn't say that he was.
You said he said he a leader, but his wife get to do what she wants. As if she get to do what she wants makes you unbecoming of a leader.
Absolutely.
How?
What job?
Because then she's leading herself.
Bruiser, what job do you know?
He was and he ended it with being happy that she stays.
Yeah, but
what kind of stuff shit is that? You happy that she's sticking around?
He better be lying. You're right.
Again,
He better be lying.
Check this out, guys. What job do you know? What CEO do you know that you can get hired and do what you want? Like, that's the problem. I think we've romanticized this idea that I got a wife and she can do whatever she wants. That's not the way that this works. And listen, again, he's not the problem. I want to make this clear. What he said, he's not the problem. We just know when these messages go out that people are feeding into this. Young, impressionable girls, young, impressionable men are going to take that soundbite and they're going to go off of that. And it's so much more to get to that point. I don't care if she was with him from day one. You still have to be a wife. That's what you signed up for. And that message has to be communicated. And I think that so many people here, a man leads, a man serves, he pays all the bills, a wife does whatever she wants. And that's not the way that a marriage works. You got to build to get to that point.
So look, it might not be the way the marriage works for you and everybody on this panel, but for him, that's how it worked. And that's my point. So what works for one man may not work for the next man.
So Bruiser, we have to
hold on. Let me just
go
say
ahead,
something.
Finish up.
I was in the military. I was a sergeant. I had motherfuckers come to work for me, and I said, "You know what? Y'all do whatever the fuck y'all want." They're only doing whatever they want because I allowed them to. That still means I'm the leader. It still means I'm the leader because I'm the one who lifted the governor's screw. I'm the one who took the locks away.
Let me ask you a question, Mr.
Sergeant, that's the false equivalence. Because you had because we had the Uniform Code of Military Justice to snap their ass back in line if they fucking didn't do what you wanted them to do.
So who's to say that he don't
you gave them a long leash? Because you gave your soldiers in your platoon a long leash does not give them the opportunity to just go because he was happy. He's happy.
Hold on. So
that that she don't leave with her money. That's what he said.
What part of this video suggests that he doesn't have
a code of conduct that she has to live by?
He said it.
I could tell you what suggests that, but I could tell you what suggests that he doesn't have a code of conduct. And simply, it's all in the language. The language of service is the problem. Like, I've never been in a situation where service goes two ways. But I feel as though because of this world where we try to create this fantasy that men and women are equal, he feels like he has to say he serves his wife and his wife serves him. But service does not go two ways ever. Usually the way service function is provision for service, right? So even if I go to a restaurant, I provide my bread, they provide me with service. I don't serve the restaurant too. That's not how service works. Service goes one way. So just the fact that this guy is trying to convince us that service is a two-way street is showing you that he's giving up his power because he's the one who's supposed to be served.
But you gave
he's the one who's supposed to be being served. He's not supposed to be serving. He's supposed to be providing, guiding, instructing. That's what he's supposed to be doing.
How do you know that's not a part of what his service
is? The fact that he called what he does service is the problem itself, because that's not what a man does. The man does not serve. The woman serves the man. The man serves God. He's not serving his wife. If you're serving God, you're not serving your wife. And that's why Adam fucked it up in the first place, because Adam was paying attention to what his wife was telling him. Oh, this fruit is good to eat. So because she said it's good, he was letting her do what he want, walk around the garden all willy-nilly. He said, yeah, let me listen to her and eat the fruit too. And that's why we fell from grace and fell out of paradise. So my whole thing is like, you have to identify that in the language, he's already wrong in the language, in the fact that he's even saying that he should serve his wife. A husband is not a service position. A manager is not a service position. A wife is a service position.